Hi, it's Lola Mac again. So anyway, back again to talk about the different ways men can take our self-esteem and confidence, and if we had any to begin with, because sometimes our parents take it, but if we didn't, they just made it worse. And if we did and we lost it, we need to get it back. And if we had it and they didn't take it, we need to keep it. So because I've been surfing these dating apps and sites, all of them, many of them, for like many years now, at least like 10 or 15 or more. And more than 50% of the men on there are on there with bad intentions. I'd say maybe 80 or 90% are either just wanting to get laid and will lie and say they love you and want a relationship, or scamming, or some kind of using of taking advantage of some sort or another. I just still wanted to just do a little bit more about my background. I've been single, like I was saying, for like 25 years now, pretty much, except for the 2 crazy abuse, rape incidents, and taking care of myself. So it's been pretty difficult. And that is why I went on these sites and looked for ways to make money with scammers, I guess. And also, I'm not going to say, obviously, being on sites not only for sugar daddies, but like Millionaire Match and rich men sites. Oh, sure, it would be nice to meet a rich guy. I would have liked that. But those are just scammers too. And, you know, it's just not really probable that that is going to happen. And I always run into all these scammers. It just keeps happening and happening. So I made use of it. What else was I going to do? Starve to death? Sleep on the street? I had choices to make, so I made them. As carefully as I could. I was very careful. Obviously, I didn't want to go to prison, so I was very careful to try to meet people who were getting funds that were not going to get taken back, and I was going to end up owing all this money, and people, the government was going to end up coming after me for owing money that was now negative, and I spent. So that was my thing for a while. And of course, there were definitely, I'm not an angel, there were definitely times when I got great offers. I got offers that could not be refused. I got offers that were ridiculous. And I was like, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. And this fool is saying that. I'm sitting here with no food, no cigarettes, nothing to my name, starving, and this fool's offering me $500 for, he's saying, an hour of my time, and I know it's going to be 10 minutes. Okay? I know that for a fact because I know me. So there has been those moments where it's just been like, I'm single. I haven't had sex for 2 years. This fool just said that. I'll do that. And I might not even have to have sex if I don't want to, because I'm that good. I might be able to get out of there in 2 minutes. with just, we're all, I'm not going to say on YouTube channel, but we're all grown-ups. We do not have to have intercourse if we're very good at certain things. We can get out of there in 2 minutes if we're really good at certain things. And we all know what I'm talking about. And that has happened. And I have gone out in 2 or 3 minutes with $400 or $500, and they thought they were getting an hour. And that, to me, is silly. But that was, to me, I guess, payback. I don't know. Because they had to buy my Ubers, too, both ways. And I'm not even ashamed of it. I have no shame. I will sit here and say it to you. I guess I wouldn't let my son to see this, but I am going to do this YouTube channel and be 100% honest. So if my children see that, I'm all out there right now. I'm not ashamed because, in my 53 years, I haven't been with that many people that I have to be ashamed. There was the one time that I met the nice sugar daddy that I was 49, he was 42. I kept him for 2 years. I hadn't had a boyfriend or sex in 10 years. Why wouldn't I? He was willing to pay me $300 a week for an hour of my time, bring me gifts, liquor, cigarettes, hang out for an hour, have a drink, eat me. Why would I not? His little explanation of what his expectations were sounded perfect to me, and he was a handsome 42-year-old, and I was going on 50. Okay. And I even discussed it with my psychiatrist, because I'm a psycho, and I go to therapy and psychiatry because of my PTSD and depression and all my abuse and all my craziness that the men caused, and all these people that are all narcissistic and crazy. They all put it on me that now I'm in psychotherapy and all this because of them. But it's helped me because I've learned all the signs and the warnings, and I know what to watch out for, and I have so much confidence now, and I believe in myself, and I know, well, I should believe in myself. I raised 2 kids on my own, that's not easy. But I know that they're narcissistic, and they're going to beat you no matter what. They're going to abuse you no matter what. You didn't have to do anything. You could cook them a steak. You could rub their feet, give them a massage, give them the best hummer, take them to bed, give them the best intercourse, do everything perfect, and they're still going to explode, pick on you, beat you, call you names, and then, blame it on you because they are absolutely psychotic, narcissistic, insane, sick people, and they have no control over it. They cannot stop it. They just do not know how or why or what. It's just what they do. They are ill, mentally ill, and my psychiatrist told me she's treated several of them, and they told her about the type of women they seek out and what they do in their cycle. And she knew about the cycle. I know about the cycle from going to the women's groups. They taught me the cycle. I lived the cycle. It was exactly what they taught me that I lived, and it was recognizable. And I was just, I couldn't believe it. And now I know that, it's that they send them to the groups, the battered women's groups for men, and there really isn't even much chance for them. They do not really respond. And, we keep saying, you got to stop, don't do this, don't do that, please, and they promise they'll change, but they're not. And then we keep wondering why they don't, and giving chance after chance because we love and we hope, but there's no changing. And we don't recognize it. We feel bad. We think they don't care. Well, they can't. They are not capable. They're psychotic and narcissistic. It's impossible. They do not have it. So, just bang your head off a wall. You have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, move on, love yourself, value yourself, protect yourself. If you're not in that situation, and make sure you don't never get in it. Because believe me, I was a confident young woman and I fell prey. I fell prey. I believed in myself. I had a good job, making good money. I even sold marijuana by the pound. I was making $500 a pound. Every pound I sold, I sold 3 or 4 a week. I was bringing home a good 1,000 a week with overtime. I had a nice car. I had my daughter. I was single. Got rid of my husband who was rude to me. I looked amazing. I was happy. I used to take my daughter to the mall 3, 4 times a week, go shopping. Take her out to dinner at restaurants, $50 a meal. Me and her. We were good. And I ended up with an abuser and kidnapped and beaten and terrorized and pregnant. So, and I believed in myself. I believed in myself. I had a 7th grade education. My mother did not promote school or learning. She did not check homework. She did not know when I was in 6th grade and hooked school for 3 months. I hooked school for 3 months because the boys used to say stuff about my big boobs and try to squeeze my ass, and I would feel dirty, and I didn't like it. And I was only 10 and 11 years old, but I had size C boobs, and the boys liked them, and I didn't want to go to school. So I used to smoke marijuana at 11 and skip school. I skipped 3 months in a row, and I failed, and I got kept back in the 7th grade. And then in the 7th grade, second time, I quit school. I said, I'm not going no more, because I thought I was a grown-up, because I already raised my mother's kids for 3 years. At that point, I decided I was going to sell marijuana. I sold marijuana. I sold joints to get enough money for ounces. I bought ounces. I started selling joints and bags, whatever size you wanted, 30 bag, 20 bag, 50 bag. Didn't matter. I was a little entrepreneur, and I had some money. By the time I was 15, I was still selling marijuana. I added some cocaine in. I was insane. And I also got a job working at a college on the cash register in the cafeteria. And I started stealing $200 to $300 a day. I added up the students' lunches, $5 to $6, $7 or $8 each, whatever they added up to. Did not ring them in. Put the money in my head, totaled it, $200, $250, $300, whatever it was, the total of the day. Squeezed the money out of the register, took it. So it was a total in 6 months. I took $80,000. Of course, they did their audit and noticed that missing, and transferred me because they knew my family. They didn't arrest me. I was a little bit confident and believed in myself and did things. I was crooked, but believe me, but I grew up in a neighborhood where everybody did everything illegal. And, I mean, it was Whitey Bulger town. Everybody was selling, jumping on the back of trucks, pulling cases of sneakers and shoes out of the back of the trucks, throwing cases to people and just taking them. And it was just how it was. Anyway, besides that, I had a 7th grade education. I never took a class. I never studied after that. But when I was 17, I decided I was taking a high school test that I could pass, which I don't know where I got that confidence, but I had it. So I was confident. Oh, I have to end now because I can't let people hear this, but I'll be back. Take care.